The following program is rated S for satire. We are not professionals, nor are we clinically depressed. We do, however, suffer from long bouts of indecision and stagnation. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Take That Depression, the Drawful Arc podcast. I'm Kyler. That's Spencer.
Hello.
Spencer, how was your week this week?
It wasn't too bad. It was actually pretty good.
Behind the scenes, peek behind the curtain, a little Wizard of Oz going on here. This is the third podcast we're recording in one day.
We fooled you so good.
So here, that's what we got going on.
I think that's also a record for us.
It is a record for us. I'm stoked to have 3 now on the docket. However, that does mean that these 3 episodes will be immutable. So if you've told us something 2 episodes ago, yeah, we'll change it for the next one. But I think we have something going here. We've learned a lot from the last 2 that we've taken. I do think that this is a potentially better formula, at least for our own personal stuff, to continue for long term. So that's very exciting for us. But I think without super duper further ado, we're going to generate our words.
For you.
For you. Off of last episode, we'll cover this again in the next episode. We only generated 1 word. We're generating 5 words now and then picking 1. So I'm going to generate them right now on my phone. Clicking the button. Oof. The 5 words that we got are paradox, keep, elegant, party, and noble. I think I have my 1.
Yeah, I think I got it in my head.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep.
Party. That was actually my first one, and I'm like Dragon's Keep, a roost, and like things, and super cool. And I promise I will break this habit. I promise you guys I will work on it.
Yeah.
But I also think Party's gonna be way easier than a Dragon's Keep.
That's very fair. I don't know that I agree with you, but I'm willing to ride that ride with you, I think. I think I'm gonna go with like an up style bunch of balloons.
Cards on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, one singular. And maybe
We all
add
float
a little,
down here.
Yeah,
a
you
red
get it.
balloon. Heck yeah.
Try to do a little shading if I can. Try to get that 3-dimensional.
Get a shadow going.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't know if it'll play out, but
yeah, I think that yours, even though you're trying to get very detailed with it, I think yours is easier than mine.
100%. Yeah, I think yours is gonna be more fun though. Like I get stressed because I'm gonna take this easy way out. I'm gonna do this thing, and then it makes it, in my mind, harder when it's not realistic. It's not whatever, and it's like I just had to do the realistic thing, and it looks nothing like it. Whereas if I did something harder and more creative, I'd be like, well, I was having fun with it.
Yeah.
So I will change that perspective. The downside about us recording 3 in the night is I don't have time to change things up. I'm just sticking with what I know until I can learn some new techniques.
Yeah. It has been fun though, that like the 25 minutes that we get has been a fun little challenge. But I think that we're going to get started with what we left off with the first episode we recorded tonight. Oops. Preferred art style. If you could have your art be in any style, if you could just wake up tomorrow and you were good at whatever art style, what art style would you like to be or have?
I am very fond, and as much as I said I've always wanted to do this, I have not practiced at all. And that's something where I'm hoping to I'm really enjoying this, and so I want to start practicing. I love graffiti. I love street art. I love the big, thick lines. I love the bold colors. I love just the expression, the art, everything about it. It's just so cool to me to go into a new city or something and you just see these big murals and anything from someone. I don't recommend this. Don't not condoning or condoning.
Yep.
Not condoning this, but like seeing someone's tag on a train and just like it's one thing if you just do a straight line, like whatever, spell it out, black paint, whatever. But when you put the work in there and you get it to do all the cool shapes and you can read it, and I just think it really shows the passion and the effort you put into it, and the more effort you put into it, it just really shines. And there's just something that when I think of it, I just think freedom of expression. I just
Yeah. There's all the towns. I know there's one in South Dakota. Went on a family trip. They like have an alleyway. I think we have some places in town too. But they have like an alleyway that like every whatever so often they reach out to artists in the town and they're like, heck it up, man. Like do a piece of art on here, and I feel like that's so much more freeing, especially as an artist, to not have to like do it under the cover of night or whatever, to like actually be able to perform.
Here's
your
my
art.
chance to shine. Here's my chance to show the world.
Yeah, take your time and actually like instead of having to do it quick, which is also I think a really really cool staple of the graffiti art style is like knowing in most cases, in many cases, that this was done like illegally.
Yeah.
So they had to do it quick. They had to be sneaky about it. All the things like on the undersides of bridges and stuff like that. How do they do that?
I've
Let me
seen
know.
when I first seen it when I was younger, like interested in it. I just thought it was cool, but I've since watched like I wouldn't say I deep dove into it, but I've watched like videos of people doing it, kind of trying to learn or starting to learn, and the planning that goes into it. Someone was in the video was saying they start off with a sketchbook.
Mhm.
You get your sketch just right, and then you kind of have your sketchbook with you, and then you kind of just in your head envision where it's gonna go. And seeing them blow it up on such a big scale, it's very impressive.
That sounds
It's not
really cool.
just in most cases it's not just like I'm gonna go tag this thing when they're like the professionals are doing it. It's crazy to see the process that they're putting in there, the techniques they flick with their hands. They have tools now. People are 3D printing caps that spray different textures so they get different effects.
That's cool.
It's very cool to see, and I would love to look more into that, even if I just had something in my garage, a giant canvas that I could just go at and practice.
Yeah, yeah. That's I have mad respect for anybody that does like. I've always liked that art style. I don't think that art style speaks to me as something that I would like to do, but I've always loved to see like the tags and stuff like that, and that whatever Tony Hawk Pro Skater game that was in where you do a trick on the wall and you tag the wall.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Like, that was always fun growing up. Um, I think my preferred art style would be something darker. I like black and white. I like I don't know, like Tim Burton would probably be a good way to describe it. Um, just like the super like gothic, like dreary,
Yeah.
not dystopian, but like that kind of like feeling of just like
Lots of shading of black and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
over dreadful feeling.
yeah, dread. Just that's kind of what that invokes. That's for sure where I would like to be. In my head, if I could just wake up and be doing a thing. There's a series of like Pokemon done in real life or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like the super dark ones of those where they look like animals, like scaly and all that, like that is kind of that level is kind of where
They're super cool to see. If you guys haven't looked into those, or that art style, you should look into those, like the realistic Pokemons.
yeah.
I've seen some that were even like crossovers in that like art style. I don't know if you've ever like seen those pictures pop up and it's like You see it a lot with like anime, and it's like they'll pick an anime like let's say Naruto,
Mhm.
and then it's like Naruto in these 5 anime styles and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure art style and Attack on Titan, and it shows like the
Yeah.
same image but in those styles, and it's very cool to see.
Yeah. I anything any person that can take a work of art and transition it into a different style, mad respect for me because I've seen those all over the place of XYZ in 11 different art styles. And that's so crazy. I just can't fathom how to do that, especially right now with my skill level. But I think that that's such a crazy fun skill to have. Be able to reimagine a Pokemon in Adventure Time art style or whatever.
Not just oh my god, not just not just being able to draw something you want to draw, but then take it a step further and draw something in a different style, the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm struggling drawing one thing, now you want me to draw it 3 different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what we're doing is so just nonsensical when there's people out there that have the skills that they do and they didn't get there in a day. They at some point were doing the same thing we are and just kind of not being very good at it.
I think that's one thing that like kept me down and kept me not wanting to try is like I have that mindset where if it's one piece of art that sucks, then it's not good. I had the belief, and I think it's true in some sense. I know you have to put in the work, but I was like a firm believer like you can either art or you can't art, and
Yeah.
there's no like in between. And that was kind of the wrong mindset. I think that there's people who are natural gifted is a
Yeah.
thing. Um, but I also need to learn and remember that it's a skill. And as we've talked about before, a skill is something that's learned, practice, time, patience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like most things, you need to commit to it. Again, we've covered it several times. I'll talk about it time and time again. But Hourglass is the gap. Um, you need to put yourself through a volume of work to get to where your skill level and your taste align. And it's just my skill level for art and my taste in art is so far apart at this point that it just feels like an uncrossable gap.
Yeah.
And I know that that's anybody can feel that way, and that's again why we're doing this, committing to the dang thing, um, doing it, trying it, really hoping for the best. But I am stoked to see again how we are in another 4 weeks, 5 weeks after this episode. Um, so yeah, it's just what a dream, to be able to do this with a friend.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I maybe we're both the way, maybe more so me than you. Um, but if I had to do this alone, I just don't think I would put the effort. Even though it's something that I would like to do and like to learn, it's just, you know, like I've said it before, nobody's harder on myself than me.
Yep.
So when it's not working out, it's like I just why would I keep doing this if I'm just so bad at it? But having someone to support where like we're struggling together and be like, hey, I learned this, try this technique. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
actually made that just pop so much more.
Yeah. I just I my wife is a very good artist in my opinion. Um she did our logo, um and her art style is like very very cutesy.
I
Um
love some cute art.
yeah. Um it like super reminds me of kind of like Animal Crossing. Um it's very like fun comic booky. I don't know. I really enjoy her art style, but for me to sit down next to her, she's got her iPad, I've got my iPad, and we're both like sat down drawing, and she's doing this actually looks like things art, and I'm over here smashing my face against my iPad and hoping that a shape can come out. It's very disheartening.
Yeah.
And again, she didn't do this in a day. She'll tell you that. It's just you can't fake it. You've either done the work or you haven't. And that's something that I forget constantly. And here we are doing the work, hoping that it'll pay off eventually. These balloons are not coming together in the way that I thought they would, but it is fine. We're getting a bunch of
We're having
layers
fun.
going.
We're having fun here.
I'm having fun. I don't know if you've ever seen Pan's Labyrinth at all.
So the Spanish one?
Yeah.
No. I've seen the Labyrinth.
That,
Not the same.
No, different movie. The director, I believe the director Guillermo del Toro is another person who's like art style.
He's the one that directed that.
Directed or I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the difference.
But his name is on that project.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. He does a lot of good work.
Yeah, I really like the practical effects that he does, stuff like that. And that's another thing, like that's not just like a pen and paper art form. That's really like goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
Just writing stuff down. But I really enjoy his art style too. That would be another one that I really like. His stuff is just so out of left field and wild. And I really appreciate the stuff that he works on. I've not watched his Pinocchio yet. And
I watched part of it. I fell asleep, but that's not his fault. That's mine because I'm an old man and can't stay awake.
I'm really excited to watch that. Every time I kind of sit down and watch it, my wife wants to watch something else, which is very fair. Yeah, I like his a lot. I don't know that the old books, the scary stories to tell in the dark. Do you remember those from school at all?
I do remember those.
The art from those also.
Yeah, that's kind of when you said like dark and dreary art. That's kind of where my mind went.
Yeah, that's where my mind kind of lives for that kind of thing. But I do think that is not like it's kind of more abstract. And I know they get in depth, but it's not like as detailed as I would like to be. But definitely that art style that evokes that feeling within you.
Yeah.
Of just like dread and gross and stuff like that. That's definitely the vibe. And that too, I think that's something that traumatized me for a long time.
It was
yeah.
I remember there was a card game scene when I was not quite board games, but those kind of like different like Munchkin kind of games.
Ooh, yeah.
And there was one that was called Gloom. And you know what I'm talking about?
I think it's the clear cards.
But they were clear cards.
So you could like layer them on top of each other.
Yeah,
and stuff.
And I believe it was like you had to make the most like tragedy.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to play it because I didn't have friends that were into any of that. Since lost all the cards, but I very specifically remember the art style on those is the reason I bought them. It's very like gloomy and Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah, that Will Wheaton, I think. I don't know if anybody remembers him.
I don't.
He had a gaming thing on YouTube where they would do it, and I was like, I really enjoyed him for some period of time for his like D&D stuff, whatever. But I was watching that, and I think it was on there that they played Gloom, and yeah, that stood out to me as a game that was definitely my vibe. But I like you, I didn't have anybody to play it with.
I'm gonna reinvestigate that. If it ends up being pretty cool to buy that, we'll probably have to play that.
For sure, I would definitely enjoy that. Speaking of which, what's the Zone?
The Zone. I started learning to play it. I watched a couple YouTubers do it on 2-part episodes. I kind of have an idea of how to do it, and I'm very excited to present that to you.
Yes.
It's very
Yeah, because that art too is.
That's what I seen that,
Yeah.
and then that just like spoke. It's very. I don't know what to relate it to, but I was trying to find those artists to be like, I need more of this.
Give it to me.
If you ever seen Scavenger's Reign, very short series, they're in space and then crash land on a planet, and the planet's very alienish, and they're trying to survive, and there's like mutations and crazy things, and that's what that card game reminds me of. Just seeing the fleshed out cards like mutating into mushroom people, and like just strikes a chord with me.
That's very fun. Um, yeah, those like the like acidy, like the gosh, I can't even like the animated like acid burning your flesh off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
over the top, very colorful, like the neon colors and stuff like that. I really like a bold color statement. Um, just definitely that game seems like it'll be very fun, and I like the art a lot on it.
Yeah, I'm very excited for when we get a chance to look into that a little more. I think it'll be fun. And one cool thing about it, I like the soft topic, but that's okay. Is like it's co-op storytelling.
Yeah.
So it's like one cool thing on there is like you can when someone's narrating and being like, you know, oh, it's these people are losing their minds or whatever. Someone can play a card and says it's basically a but wait, there's more.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
then you say yes, but it's worse than we thought. They're losing their minds and it's being absorbed into you, or you like you add
That's
basically
cool.
like keep building on that.
Yeah, that's very fun.
They nailed that art style though. They nailed it. It's very fun. The box is fun. The cards are very cool. Um, might have to show you that after this.
Yeah, have to take a picture, put it on the Facebook or something.
Yeah, yeah. Why is my string so thick?
Because I make bad decisions.
Am I overcompensating? Is that what's happening here?
Oof. I had a good thing going for a
I
little
think
bit.
you still have a good thing going. I do not have a good thing. And now I'm mad and my day's ruined.
But I think I got too complex and now my brain hurts. I think we just roll with it and we call it a day. I think I start coloring in balloons now. Man, I did not get nearly as far as I wanted to. Let's get some pink in here, man.
If I knew how shadows work, this would be really good.
Yeah. Yeah. You and me both, man. Whoa, that's not right. I need to merge those layers down. Nailed it. Now we try again. We've nailed it. We're there.
I think eventually I'm gonna mix. I think I want to mix up my media. I think I want to see what I'm best at. I want to come at it maybe next time with like markers, some Posca markers.
Watercolors.
Yeah, just all of a sudden it's like we're doing a drawful thing, and then I just paint this picture like acrylic, watercolor,
Huge
Mona
canvas.
Lisa. It's like, oh, I guess I found my niche.
Figured it out. It's coming together with these colors. I'm liking it. I think we'll see when I post it the Facebook page whether or not I actually like it. Purple, please. It's not purple. I'm still learning color theory. My wife would be very disappointed.
That's so crazy. Like, I think of my tattoo artist a lot. He's so good. So good at what he does, and it's like crazy the amount of studying he's done just to like color theory on its own is when I wanted to learn to draw, that's not something when I was a kid that I even like considered. It's I like this color, I'm gonna throw that together. I like this color, I'm gonna throw that together. Not even realizing, okay, yeah, but if you combine this one and this, it makes it pop.
Yeah, my wife would be very disappointed in me for sure. And that's something I like. I played a lot of tabletop war games, and I was doing a custom paint scheme for my guys, and I like had to order a color theory wheel so I could like do the research and kind of figure out what the complementary colors for what I was doing. Um, and that was a fun. It was like a teal and a reddish purple thing is where I ended up. And I really really like that color scheme to this day, but still nothing about color theory. I had to I had to ask my wife to help me pick the secondary color, um, even with the wheel. So if that tells you anything about how I am as a person, what color am I missing from these balloons? Green, blue, yellow. What do you got there?
Blue one and a green one and a yellow one.
Almost there. Let me now. Let's see how this looks. I don't envy you using pencil and paper. That's for sure.
I wish I had Procreate. This might be a hot take. So, you stop me if I'm wrong here. I don't think digital art is easier. I think there's your own sets of challenges to overcome with that. But I feel like, as someone who doesn't procreate yet, I feel like I have a bit of a disadvantage. I feel like you can kind of stretch those lines, you can round those lines.
Yeah, I definitely like for these balloons here. I'm definitely just copying and pasting. I made one balloon, and then I copy and pasted that, changed the size a little bit, and then I put those together, and then I had two balloons, and then I copy and pasted that. And so now like I've got a group of like 15 balloons that I'm kind of stretching out and copy and pasting and fitting to where it needs to be.
I've seen some artists that can do some crazy things, and I don't want that to be my message and be like, oh, you just procreate, blah, 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 blah. That is not what I'm saying, because I've seen some of you guys do some crazy work.
Yeah.
I also wonder, too, is there's such a thing for, like, the right...
Choose your word very carefully.
The right art style for you. You say, like, Picasso. You think Picasso could do graffiti art? Do you think he could pencil and paper kind of thing versus like painting? Do you think some people can like paint but they can barely draw their name? Do you think vice versa?
Yeah. I don't know, because I feel like once you know, I feel like they're so very different. I was gonna say I feel like once you like have the fundamentals of art down, it's just kind of changing how you apply them.
Because all of them, I'm going to say, are very hard, and I'm not very good at any of them. But I feel like and it depends what style you're doing too, you know? There's so many variables. But for me, like, I've seen some really good paintings that turned out really well, but it's just blotched. It's like, I don't know, blurry. I don't know how to describe if you know what I'm talking about. I've seen people do like Taco Bell and Baja Blast in like this blurry style.
Yeah.
And it seems like it would be easier because you're adding like just the shape and the colors, and you're like, oh, that looks like this. Where I feel like with pencil, being I'm not there, it's just so hard to like go from my hand and pencil to the paper where I'm like, I have no control over this.
Yeah. And then like the fine motor movement even of like all this stuff is something that you're gonna have to learn. And you'll learn over the next coming weeks of all like and the muscle movements of I need to make this motion with my hand to make this kind of swoosh.
And there is techniques for that. I've heard, everything from like where you start your line. Some people go like from the bottom, and they're like, no, you start. Have them mixed up, so don't judge me for this. But like, I seen one video where they were showing, most people go make a line like this, and they're like, wrong. Yeah. You start at the top and whisk down for these lines. So like, just the direction you go can have a huge impact.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy
I'm excited to learn those and study those. I feel like being I have a drive and being we're doing this, I'm more inclined to hit the YouTubes and follow the instructors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't think about so many things that
You
like,
don't know what you don't know.
yeah, and that's such a powerful thing, that I just you don't think about until you're sat down trying to draw 1,000 balloons out of nothing, and it's just a wild experience.
That was one thing I struggled with first, and I'm excited to get to that point where I can like talk about it. I don't want to just throw out a name without having the sources and stuff, because we like to have sources here.
Yeah.
But I knew there was something. I've watched like how to draw this, how to draw that, and like in all the videos they're like just do this, and I'm like yes,
Just do
but
what?
no, yeah. And I finally found a video that like broke it down to me, and they
Yeah.
like explained like I knew there had to be a basic. There had to be a this is where you start.
Mhm.
And I found a guy on YouTube that I've been following, and I think he's going to be very good for me, where he finally broke it down. I think maybe next episode we'll talk about that a little bit and like
Yeah.
what I've learned about it. It's very interesting, and I'm excited.
Yeah. I've not watched that video yet. I need to. Um but yeah, that one, all the things about art that I just don't understand yet. It's gonna be a fun thing to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Cuz that every new little bit of knowledge that I get, that I didn't have before, man, what a fun ride that is to earn every kind of little skill that you have. To earn those, what a dream. I think we should probably call it here, though, Spencer. I've got a lot of balloons on here. You guys are going to see some random assortment of balloons. I'm going to move them into place, with my free time coming up. So don't judge this one too hard.
I'm judging.
And I'm copy and pasting, so feel free to judge me for that. But I think I'm much farther along than I thought I would after choosing to do all the balloons. I was like, that's an overcommitment when I looked up a picture, but I think we got there.
I don't know where to go from mine. I feel like mine just comes with like learning shading and shadows and things like that. And how to
Shadow the
better
Hedgehog.
apply that.
Yep. Yeah, the like with your picture, the shading and then the light source, the kind of light reflection. That's a fun thing once you kind of get right.
One thing about that with pencil too that I just realized is you saw me scribbling and it's a bunch of lines, and I'm like, wait a minute. Then I just took my finger and now
Yeah.
blended it together. So I was like, that's
Yeah.
something. That's learning something.
Yeah, the blending with the finger. My cousin growing up did a lot of like charcoal art with charcoal,
So
and
you could
the blending that she did, like with her like smudge sticks or whatever they are, like they're
Yeah.
just a tight paper rolled up, and to like do like so cool, man, to see that.
I love.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see. There's so many styles of the same thing,
Yeah,
and there's so many techniques. There's so many. It just never ends. Every day, someone's creating something new.
yeah, very very fun. Um, but I think we're gonna call it here. So follow us on Spotify, follow our Facebook, follow our TikTok. Help us play the algorithm game anywhere that you can. Comment, like, share. It helps us a lot. We're still in a period of growth right now. We're trying to be at least, and that helps more than you guys know. But thank you guys for sticking out this long. We love you for it. As we love to say, stay safe out there.
And don't get mugged.
If you are struggling, please, please, please reach out to someone or dial 988 to get connected with someone at the National Suicide Hotline. You do not have to go it alone.